So a lot of people think that it was the 97 Rap Olympics that were solely responsible for getting Eminem signed by Dr. Dre. Eminem came in second place. Battle rapping turned a lot of heads at that competition, but that was not actually the moment that got him signed by Dre. So back in the 90s in the Bay Area, shout out to San Francisco, there were two legendary DJs who were putting on for the underground, helping artists break through. I'm talking about Hieroglyphics. I'm talking about Cypress Hill. Those DJs? None other than DJ Sway and DJ King Tech. So back around 94, Tech was then offered a position at 92.3 FM out in LA. So he moved out to LA and Sway would make the commute, still do his show at the Bay Area, but he joined up with Tech and they started the Wake Up Show. And it's the Wake Up Show that decides to give an opportunity to a young, hungry MC known as Eminem, fresh off of second place in the Rap Olympics, and give him an opportunity to become Slim Shady. And as the story goes in an interview with MTV, you know, Eminem was doing sort of a pass the mic around cypher type of vibe. Eminem was coming in with a battle rap mood. You had Juice there, you had Craig G there, also like going on the mic. And what happened was Eminem noticed like he wasn't getting as much sort of attention for this battle rap vibe. So what did Eminem do? All of a sudden, he started to say just some outlandish, wild, shady type of shit. Flash his multi-syllable rhyme schemes, flash his wordplay, and just saying just almost crazy nonsense that made people laugh, that was comical, that was dope at the same time. And as Tech puts it, at the time when Eminem was there trying to, you know, break through the scene, that was really an icebreaker at that show. And at that moment with the other MCs there, with everybody in the room, all of a sudden it turned into Eminem's show. So now it's time to drop in another legendary name. We all know who Paul Rosenberg is, Eminem's manager. Well, that session on Sway and Tech's Wake Up Show went so well that Paul said, you know what? We got to get him in there more often. So Eminem was booked in to do weekly appearances on the Wake Up Show. And as Paul said, it really was where Eminem kind of found this Slim Shady sound, where he started to develop the style, where he started to move away from just being a battle rapper and being seen as that, and being seen more as an artist with a marketing point and a perspective and a way of approaching rap and doing it that really could turn some heads, that really could have a lot of potential. And it's these sessions and these freestyles where he starts to hone in on who Shady is. And as it goes, these sessions kind of cemented sort of the legacy for Dre, cemented Dre's interest in wanting to go after Eminem. He was aware of him after the Rap Olympics. He was aware of him with a demo that came across his desk. And then these freestyle sessions were just like, that's it for Dre. This is the time to go get him. So I found some of the freestyles from this session in question, and I thought, you know what? It'd be really dope to dive into this one, to look at the freestyles that could be said help get Eminem signed by Dr. Dre and become who he is today.
Get me hot,
All right, yeah. All right, thank you. All right. Met a retarded kid named Greg with a wooden leg. Snatched it off and beat him over the head with the peg. Go to bed with the...
Oh man, I don't think we could say retarded anymore, but it's cool. I mean, I'm a 90s kid, so we'll just call me a boomer at this point and just say I don't know any better. I'm too old. I should be parking in handicap. But Eminem already starting just with his wildness. You can see the shady outlandishness just coming through right here. You know, he rips a wooden leg off of a handicapped kid, starts beating him over the head with it, and you're like, wow, that's really fucked up. But this guy doesn't care. Welcome to Shady.
Named Greg with a wooden leg. Snatched it off and beat him over the head with the peg. Go to bed with the keg. Wake up with the 40. Mixed it with Alka-Seltzer and Formula 44D. Forget an acetab. I strapped the whole sheet to my forehead. Waited till it absorbed in and fell to the floor dead. No more...
Go to bed with a keg, head with a peg. See how he still has those smooth multi-syllable rhyme schemes that he's known for. It's this like higher sort of cadence combined with this multi-syllable delivery. It's like, yeah, he says some wild stuff, but at the same time, the dude's really good at connecting words. He's a really good rapper, and I think that's what turned a lot of heads because, you know, not only did he have something different at the time from a marketing perspective that made him just really stand out, but also you could appreciate when you peel it back and start like looking at the schemes and the technicals and stuff. You're like, yeah, like this dude's been writing a while. Like he knows how to flow. He knows how to put shit together. He really carries himself well.
I strapped the whole sheet.
Yeah, I want to bring it back.
Mixed it with Alka-Seltzer and Formula 44D. Forget it.
I mean, Vicks Formula 44D, they even still make that anymore? He just basically strapping acid to his head, let it sink in till he's dead, playing off of all these overdose, these drug schemes. Again, more outlandish shit.
The whole sheet to my forehead, waited till it absorbed in and fell to the floor dead. No more sad case closed in a discussion. We blowing up like spontaneous human combustion. Leaving you.
We blowing up like spontaneous human combustion. I mean, that's a fucking bar you're gonna remember. And actually, Logic remembered that bar really well. I think I'm gonna have to do a video on that someday.
In the aftermath of Holocaust and traumas, cross the bombers, we blowing up your house, killing your parents, coming back to get your foster mamas. And I'm as good at keeping the promises lost.
Killing your parents, then we're coming back to get your foster mamas. I mean, come on, that's a straightforward line, but man, I love it. Just creative.
Parents coming back to get your foster mamas, and I'm as good at keeping the promises Nostradamus, cause I ain't making no more threats.
I mean, that's a bar not everybody's gonna get. I'm as good as keeping a promise as Nostradamus, predicting the Armageddon, the end of the world. It hasn't happened yet. We're all still here, so therefore it's ironic.
Foster mamas, and I'm as good at keeping the promises Nostradamus, cause I ain't making no more threats. I'm doing drive-bys and tinted Corvettes on Vietnam war vets. I'm more or less sick in the head.
I'm doing drive-bys and tinted Corvettes on Vietnam war vets. You're like, hang on, that's fucked up again. No, it's not. It's just shady.
I'm doing drive-bys and tinted Corvettes on Vietnam war vets. I'm more or less sick in the head. Maybe more because I smoked crack today, yesterday, and the day before. Saboteur, walk the block with a Labrador. Strapping more corral for war than El Salvador.
Saboteur, walking with a Labrador. The way that he has, like, just that, he holds out, like he drops down his cadence on those end bars and those end rhymes. And this is like classic shady delivery, isn't it? You can see the battle rap influence. You know, when you really like hit that punchline, you really stress like that last word or those last two words, and you just let it marinate. Then you come in with another line. You hold it out, that end scheme, let it marinate. That's why he's always got this Labrador, Saboteur, El Salvador. See how he kind of lets that drip?
Walk the block with a Labrador. Strapping more corral for war than El Salvador. Foul style galore. Verbal cow manure. Coming together like an eyebrow and I'll be sure.
An eyebrow and I'll be sure, because he has like a unibrow, the singer I'll be sure. He's coming together with these words, everything that he's dropping right now.
Cow manure. Coming together like an eyebrow and I'll be sure.
Lyrical cow manure. He's a shit.
It's like that, Eminem.
And right there, cow manure, I'll be sure. He's showing off another ability that he shows off later in the Music to be Murdered By type of Eminem, where he can just take a name and someone's full name and find so many compound words and rhymes to match up with that name. You can see a lot of this sort of trademark shady that's really being honed here through this freestyle.
Eminem, right, bust it. What? It's only fair to warn, I was born with a set of horns and metaphors attached to my dang umbilical cord. Warlord of rap that'll bash you with a 2x4 board and smash into your Honda Accord with a 4-door Ford. But a more toy dropping an acapella, the chopper fella, the mozzarella.
I mean, these bars right here.
Board. Warlord of rap that'll bash you with a 2x4 board and smash it.
Warlord of rap that'll smash you with a 2x4 board. He's playing off of the or to the or to the or. He's got a very nice condensed scheme on this.
Umbilical cord.
And you can see, like, as he starts to build an idea, like the storytelling ability of Eminem, he doesn't just take like one metaphor. He then like extends that metaphor and extends it further, adds another detail, another detail, another detail that you don't always need. Like, he's the most detailed storyteller there is. It's like, man, get through the story. No, actually, keep going. Fuck it, keep going, because you're saying some wild shit and we love it.
Warlord of rap that'll bash you with a 2x4 board and smash into your Honda Accord with a 4-door Ford. But a more toy dropping an acapella, the chopper fella, the mozzarella worse than a helicopter propeller.
But a more toward dropping an acapella that'll chop a fella like mozzarella worse than a helicopter propeller. See how what he does there? Again, with the crazy internal multi-syllable schemes. He's got a great way of just matching up sounds and
more
rhymes.
toy dropping an acapella, the chopper fella, the mozzarella worse than a helicopter propeller. Got you locked in a cellar with your skeleton showing, developing anorexia. While I'm standing next to you, eating a full-course meal, watching you starve to death. With an IV in your vein, feeding you liquid Darvocet, boy, you full of drugs.
Feeding you liquid Darvocet, feeding you drugs basically to keep you going, since he's not feeding you anything while he's eating a 4-course meal and you're starving.
You starve to death with an IV in your vein.
And you can see a little bit of like the serial killer vibes that you get relapse era Eminem right? That shadier, darker, horrific side, the Jason Voorhees mask, some of the scenery and imagery that he's known for. Kim, that you get later on.
You liquid Darvin full of drugs, full of plugs on the gunshot victims, full of bullet slugs. So we're picked up in an ambulance and driven to receiving with the asses ripped out of their pants and given a less than 20% chance of living.
With the acid and given a less than 20% chance of living. You can see him also just honing in on some of these flows, man, and some of these faster schemes. Like, he's just accelerating at certain points with the flow. It's very nice, kind of using his hand to keep the metronome in time.
Possible placement is a hospital patient, storing their dead bodies in grandma's little basement. Dr. Kevorkian is a ride to perform an autopsy on you while you scream, I'm still alive. Driving the run.
Dr. Kevorkian, euthanasia, he's about to pull the plug.
Scalpel in through the top of your scalp. I'm pulling your Adam's apple out through your mouth. But I called the fire department. I've hired an arson to set fire to carpet and burn up your entire apartment.
Fire to carpet, fire department, hired an arson. I mean, those schemes.
Department, I've hired an arson to set fire to carpet and burn up your entire apartment.
So smooth, man. So smooth, honestly. But right there, like we talked about, you can see the different techniques that he's using, the different styles that he's honing in on, that he really starts to mature and evolve with, that he gets ready for once Dre signs him. And he gives us Slim Shady. Then he gives us Marshall Mathers. Then he gives us the Eminem Show. And you get all the characters and shades and sides of Eminem. I hope you guys enjoyed just a little bit of that look into history, a different type of video like this. Listen, if you did, do me a huge favor, subscribe with notifications on. It really does go a long way. It supports the channel a hell of a lot. Also, subscribe to my second channel. I'll put the link to that below. There's a lot of Eminem shorts on there right now. We got a lot more shorts coming on the way. Anyway, stay safe, guys. I love you. I'm Ghost.